Breaking news tonight as we come on the air. The coronavirus continues to spread across the state of Alabama. There are now 22 positive cases of COVID-19 across 8 counties, including Baldwin County. Friday, President Trump declared a national emergency, and Governor Kay Ivey later declared a state of emergency. Here's what we know right now. There have been more than 6,500 lives claimed globally, with nearly 167,000 cases worldwide. Here in the U.S., cases have surpassed 3,700, with at least 62 deaths. Today, the Federal Reserve cut interest rates near zero. This comes after the Fed say economic activity is disrupted here in the U.S. and around the world. It's the second emergency rate cut enacted by the central bank in the last 2 weeks. Tonight, Alabama Secretary of State John Merrill is requesting an emergency opinion from the Attorney General's office. Merrill's asking to postpone the March 31st runoff election, where former U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions and Tommy Tuberville will face off. This move comes after the rise of COVID-19 cases in the state of Alabama, and according to Merrill's office, Alabama's law does not allow for the suspension, delay, or postponement of an election once the date has been set. But Merrill's office says that election votes will not be affected because absentee ballots have not gone out. Family members of the alleged local COVID-19 patient say he recently traveled to New York before testing positive for the virus at North Baldwin Infirmary. The hospital says that person is in isolation at their home in Bay Minette. Now, Infirmary Health is taking extra precautions to ensure the safety of patients and staff. NBC 15's Rachel Wilkerson joins us in the studio right now with the latest. Rachel?
And Kelly, there will be some changes tomorrow. Only one caregiver deemed necessary to a patient's care will be allowed inside those hospitals, and all visitors must be screened before entering.
Monday morning at 5 o'clock, visitors will be restricted at Infirmary Health hospitals. This includes North Baldwin Infirmary, Mobile Infirmary, Thomas Hospital, and others. There will only be one entrance for all patients and caregivers at each hospital.
I do believe that people should take the necessary precautions, but I try not to get too concerned about it or be fearful.
As more COVID-19 cases are confirmed in Alabama, including one case in Baldwin County, concern has spread along the Gulf Coast.
It's scary. You know, do I want to go to my doctor and sit there in the doctor's office, or do I want to go to the hospital for any test, or do I want to go to the grocery store now? Really, I don't know. I'm 70 and I don't want to end up sick.
As a response, Baldwin County Commission declared a local state of emergency last night in a special called meeting. Commissioner Billy Joe Underwood and Baldwin County EMA Director Zachary Hood say it's to protect the community, giving elected leaders the ability to take further action if needed.
Our goal is to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the people of Baldwin County through containment. We take these decisions very seriously, and we understand how difficult this is for all of you as you try to manage the emotions and sheer logistics of what is happening right now.
It is a need for our EMA to activate and posture in support of what we anticipate could surface in the future.
Baldwin County EMA will be holding another meeting tomorrow addressing challenges employees may have. That is not open to the public. However, it will be live streamed. We will have that information on our website. Kelly?
All right, thank you, Rachel. The Baldwin County Commission approved closing all non-essential buildings owned, leased, or otherwise controlled by the commission.
What kind of buildings are closed? Right now, ones individuals would be most familiar with would be your tag office, your driver's license testing center. Those are going to be postponed. Those resources, testing, will be after all of this clears out and we can get a better handle on the coronavirus issues that we're having.
Now, here in Mobile, no cases of the coronavirus so far. Mayor Sandy Simpson announced city offices will remain open, although access to some offices may be limited. All senior and community centers in Mobile will close beginning Monday, March 16th until April 6th. Mobile City Council announced weekly meetings will continue on Tuesday mornings, but they're urging citizens to follow council meetings via live stream rather than attend in person. Mayor Stimson will provide updates tomorrow at 3 p.m. NBC 15 will stream it live just for you. Also, Pritchard Mayor Jimmy Gardner called for a special city council meeting to discuss issues about COVID-19. That meeting will highlight Pritchard's next steps in relation to Alabama's state of emergency. Today, Governor Kay Ivey is directing State Department directors to allow employees to work from home. Ivey released a statement saying, in part, directors should consider implementing telework, flexible work schedules, and other techniques for accomplishing necessary functions while minimizing employee exposure to COVID-19. State employees should plan to return to normal work schedules April 6th. The governor is also directing all agencies to postpone all non-essential travel until further notice. Friday, school closures were announced in an effort to contain the outbreak and to keep all Alabamians safe. For all Baldwin County public schools, Monday through Wednesday will be marked as excused absences if you keep your children home. Those schools will be closed March 19th through April 13th. And in Mobile County, all public schools will follow the allotted 2.5 weeks. So if your child doesn't attend Monday through Wednesday, they won't be penalized. However, educational material will be given out to students during those days. The Archdiocese of Mobile stated that all private schools will dismiss at noon on Wednesday and reopen April 3rd. Distance learning will be conducted during this time. Some schools are taking the initiative to close sooner than Wednesday, though. UMS Wright announced its doors will close Monday to reduce the risk of spreading COVID-19. Teachers and staff remaining on campus Monday and Tuesday to continue training and planning. Classes are expected to resume April 6th. Parents are asked to check emails for information regarding remote learning and teaching. Just into our newsroom, Bayside Academy in Daphne announcing students will transition to virtual learning effective immediately. The head of the school, Michael Papa, says students should not report to class tomorrow. He says refer to forthcoming information regarding pickup materials for your children. Several concerns have come to light since Governor Ivey announced the closures of all schools in the state of Alabama. And we spoke to parents yesterday, and some of them tell us schools should have already been shut down, while others say they should remain open no matter what.
If it's not a safe place for the kids to be, why are you sending them, requiring them to be in school on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday? Why not just start everything now?
It's going to be a struggle for some parents that don't have child care. They're going to have to find somewhere. It's going to cost extra for the parents that do have their children in daycares per day to go to the daycare while schools are closing. And it's also upsetting for the children that they depend on lunch and breakfast at school because they don't have means at home.
Remember, Baldwin and Mobile County school systems are encouraging parents to take their children to school if they're not sick and to pick up academic packets. All this information is on our website, mynbc15.com. For college students, South Alabama is asking students to stay away from campus until mid-April. They have until tomorrow to move out of their dorms. Spring Hill College is shifting to online classes. Those begin March 30th, and as of now, classroom instruction is expected to resume April 14th. Other colleges across the state are announcing plans as well. Auburn University moving from on-campus instruction to remote delivery tomorrow. Troy University will be doing the same. And the University of Mobile is extending its spring break through the end of next week. And the University of Alabama is extending its spring break through March 30th. And then after that, university faculty will move to alternative and remote learning. The change to online courses is affecting more than just four-year institutions. The Alabama Community College system is ending on-campus classes for the rest of the month. This includes both Coastal Alabama and Bishop State Community Colleges. The college's dorms, though, will remain open. And this is video from stores across our area. President Trump says he's in close contact with leaders of America's biggest stores like Costco, Target, and others to monitor supplies as Americans rush to stock up. This mad dash is leading to empty shelves of critical items like toilet paper and cleaning supplies. President Trump is urging people to stay calm and only purchase what they need.
They actually have asked me to say, could you buy a little bit less, please? I thought I'd never hear that from a retailer. All of them are working hand in hand with the federal government as well as the state and local leaders to ensure food and essentials are constantly available, and they'll do it. There's no shortages. We have no shortages other than people are buying anywhere from 3 to 5 times what they would normally buy. They know they're getting through the crisis and will require an all-of-America approach, and that's very important. They're committed to remaining open during this crisis, totally open. They have to stay open.
Vice President Mike Pence says the grocery executives will still contribute to local food banks despite growing demand. Some of those stories have changed their hours. Employers saying workers need more time to restock shelves as the demand for supplies increase. Publix will now close at 8 p.m. Rouse's is open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And starting today, Walmart stores will open 6 a.m. till 11 p.m. All employees will work their normal schedules. All this information is on our website, mynbc15.com. A coronavirus hotline in Alabama is now getting lit up with lots of concerned callers, especially since the number of COVID-19 cases are increasing. Many are dialing up 888-264-2256 and hearing this.
Health Coronavirus Hotline.
If you are having a medical emergency, we need to hang up so you can contact 911. If not, could you go ahead and provide me your zip code you are calling from?
That's the voice many anxious Alabama callers will hear when dialing up the coronavirus hotline. We spoke to an operator on the line who offers guidance. Here's what she said most folks are asking about.
The testing sites, do we have any testing sites, or is it okay to, I know I had someone say, was it okay to travel because they were trying to get back home? But pretty much that's really it.
The hotline was set up by the Alabama Department of Public Health, and for now, there is only one testing site in the state. The hotline's been swamped, so operators must quickly get to the point to protect, inform, and help these callers.
Basically just getting their information and telling them, like, if they to contact their physicians, or we do have a testing site in Jefferson County that they can go to.
For those worried they have COVID-19, it can be challenging and confusing figuring out where to go.
If they're not able to get in contact with their doctor, they will have to call the local emergency room before they go to let them know, is it okay for them to come in to get checked and see what's going on with them.
Again, this is the number to the coronavirus testing hotline. Go ahead and call the number on your screen for all of your questions. Our job here at NBC 15 is to bring you the latest and accurate information about the coronavirus. We have a section dedicated to our coverage on our website, mynbc15.com. Also, there will be a special report right here on NBC 15 tomorrow morning at 9:30 with the latest information from the White House Task Force. Still ahead tonight, docked at port. 2 of Carnival cruise ships are now halted along the Gulf Coast, but not where you think.
Drastic measures from the federal government will soon take effect, all to protect Americans from the coronavirus pandemic. I'm Autral Mashar in Washington with what's expected to be the next disruption to daily life.
Salute to our veterans. Sponsored by Navigator Credit Union, guiding the Gulf Coast since 1939.
NBC 15 is giving a salute to our veterans. Tonight, we honor Specialist 4 James Burton, who served in the U.S. Army. He lost his life during the Vietnam War. He was from Pascagoula. Thank you for your service and for giving the ultimate sacrifice. Specialist 4, James Burton.
This is NBC 15 News, winner of Best Newscast from the Alabama Broadcasters Association.
Right now, 3 cruise ships are docked on the Mississippi Gulf Coast until further notice. 2 of Carnival's ships, the Carnival Valor and the Carnival Freedom, are now docked at the port of Gulfport amid coronavirus concerns. A ship for Royal Caribbean will also be in the area. Only crew members are on those ships at this time. Carnival Fantasy returns to Mobile tomorrow and will not sail again until April 10th. The CDC is now recommending the cancellation or postponement of all events with 50 or more people for the next 2 months nationwide. It's one of the new guidelines being rolled out in the next 24 hours. National correspondent Atra El-Nashar has the latest from Washington.
In a briefing by the White House Coronavirus Task Force this evening, conflicting messages come from those at the top.
Relax. We're doing great.
As I've said many times, and I'll repeat it, the worst is yet ahead for us.
Countries like Italy, Spain, and Ireland have advised businesses and restaurants to shut down. Tomorrow, the White House will roll out new guidelines expected to include curfews and advising closures similar to those in Europe.
We will do everything that we can to make sure we safeguard the health and the well-being of the American people. And that means everything and anything we'll consider.
Like what Europe is doing? No bars, no restaurants?
That could be, absolutely. I mean, that could be.
The market's clearly spooked, and the Federal Reserve taking action by reducing the interest rate to nearly zero.
That's really good news. It's really great for our country. It's something that we're very happy. I have to say this, I'm very happy.
States continue to face a shortage in test kits. By tomorrow, the White House says more than 2,000 labs will have high-speed testing capacity, but will prioritize testing to people over 65, healthcare workers, and first responders.
This is a crisis. This is like we are being attacked from abroad.
During their debate, Democratic presidential hopefuls Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders didn't mince words on what they call shortcomings in the White House's response to the pandemic.
We have to lead the world. We should be the ones doing what we did during the Ebola crisis, bringing the whole world together.
You have a president of the United States today, Mr. Trump, who is praising China for the good work that they are doing, when in fact, as you indicated, they were lying to their own people and allowing that virus to move much more aggressively than should have been the case.
The new guidelines are currently being vetted by the CDC. Also coming tomorrow, the president and vice president will brief the nation's governors on the expansion of testing. In Washington, I'm Atrell Nashar.
NBC 15 weather with meteorologist Kelly Foster, certified most accurate forecast by Weather Rate.
Weekend is wrapping up. It is back to reality tomorrow, and we could have a little patchy fog develop while you're sleeping. That high pressure that brought all the beautiful weather this weekend is shifting off to the east, and we're going to begin to see more moisture moving into the area. We're not expecting a whole lot in terms of rain collection for Monday, Tuesday, but by next weekend, our rain bucket could get a little full, and our grounds are beginning to get dry out there. A lot of folks are doing that spring planting. In fact, we're on the final push of winter. In fact, we're going to have warm last days of winter coming up this week. We will have some green, though, on our radar screen begin to come alive on St. Patrick's Day. Not a whole lot, but we'll take what we can get, a few stray showers around. We always like green on St. Patrick's Day. And then some splash and dash showers returning by the end of the week. So here's the setup. A 10% chance of a shower for your Monday, 20% for St. Patrick's Day on Tuesday. Wednesday, the final day of winter, a 0% chance of rain. On Thursday, we get to call these spring showers. They will be isolated, and then by Friday we're going to crank up to a 30% chance of wet weather, and we could even see a few spring storms by the early part of next weekend. So here's the deal. Tomorrow morning, Monday morning clouds around. Tuesday the same thing. Stray showers will begin to dot the landscape, and then on Wednesday, look at this, we get a dry day, but as we head into the first day of spring, we will begin to see a few stray showers. So here's a look. Tomorrow at lunch, we're seeing mid-70s for Mobile, 78 Gulf Shores, 79 for Pensacola. Timestamp at 3:30, we're showing 81 in the Port City. Same for Atmore, 82 in Conecuh County for Atmore. And notice a few little splash and dash showers right along Highway 84. I want to thank Jason Taylor for this mackerel sky over the Gulf Coast. A beautiful sunrise there. There's your 7-day tracker. And again, we'll be watching for some storm development early Saturday. We'll be back after the break. Right now, we're recapping our breaking news on the coronavirus in Alabama. We know there are 22 positive cases in the state at this hour. Those are across 8 counties, including Baldwin County. Governor Kay Ivey declared a state of emergency and ordered all public schools to close Wednesday for 2.5 weeks. A state hotline is activated now to answer your coronavirus questions. That number is 888-264-2256. All that information is on our website, mynbc15.com. Again, our goal here at NBC 15 News is to bring you the most accurate information about the coronavirus. The latest is on our website, mynbc15.com. There will be a special report right here on NBC 15 tomorrow morning at 9:30 with the latest from the White House Task Force. Tune in after the show, though, for NBC 15 Law Call. It is a previously aired show. Join attorney Bill Island as we revisit the topic of workers' compensation with guest Tara Lockett. And here is a look at your 7-day tracker. We've got St. Patrick's Day on Tuesday. Spring kicks off Thursday. Temps are going to average above seasonal. 82 tomorrow with a few isolated storms. Thanks for watching.